The biggest goals can be broken down into the smallest steps. So there's an old adage, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is bite by bite. The bigger your goals are, you need to break them down into their smaller component parts. This is something I talk about quite a lot on the Brian Keane Fitness podcast, that there's no goal too big. The only thing that you may have to adjust is the time scale. So if you're trying to lose 4 stone, or you're trying to add, 3 inches onto your arms, or you're trying to get abs and your body fat's at 30%, there's no goal that's too big. It's just that you may not have the relevant time in order to hit that goal, and you may need to adjust the action steps or adjust the timeline slightly. But you have to start with the end goal in mind and then gradually put steps in place every day that allow you to hit that goal. The main philosophy that I try and get people to identify with, that I work with in programs or listen to the podcast, is micro speed and macro patience. So having the end goal in mind and knowing what you want to do in terms of the body composition you want, losing weight, building muscle, whatever it is, having macro patience so that you know that the end goal is here and you're not taking steps that are going to get you there overnight. Yes, you can drastically cut your calories. Yes, you can train 2 or 3 times a day and several hours a day. Yes, you can do all of these things that may potentially get you there, or what perceived to get you there faster, but you're not going to be able to sustain that long term. If you go on a crash diet and you drop a load of weight, that's going to be glycogen, that's going to be water, there may be some down regulations of hormones like ghrelin and leptin that regulate and satiate hunger and tell you when you're full. When they get down regulated from excess calorie restriction or crash dieting or fad dieting, yes, you may lose weight initially, but you're not going to be able to do it long term. That's where macro patience comes in. Anything that you can get overnight and generally isn't going to stick with you long term. There's an old Chinese proverb, the wall that goes up fast comes down fast. But you do need to have micro impatience. You do need to have micro speed where you're doing the right things every single day that's working towards that end goal. So if you're trying to lose body fat, if you're trying to get your weight down, you're eating meals that aren't going over the amount of calories that you need. You're making good quality food choices that are supportive to your end goal. You're doing training programs that are sustainable long term, where you're not relying on under eating calories, or you're not relying on training several hours a day, something that you can sustain long term, but you're doing it consistently over time. There's no goal too big, it's just the action steps need to be in alignment with what that end goal is, and the timeline needs to be right. Macro patience, micro speed, or macro patience, micro impatience. Do the right things every day, the right training, the right nutrition, the right choices, the right decisions. They add up over time. Tell me what you do every day and I'll tell you where you'll be in a year. What you have will compound, and the decisions you make today are what are going to lead into that end goal. If you try and take the quick fix, if you try and take the shortcut, the fad diet, the juice bar, whatever it is that's going to get you there faster or sells you the silver bullet, it's going to bring you right back to square one when you come off that bar or juice diet or whatever it is, easy silver bullet that you've taken. So be aware, there's no goal too big. Hold it in your mind of what that end target is, and then do the right things each day that work towards that. That goes for losing body fat, that goes for losing weight, that goes for building muscle, that goes for your business, that goes for your relationships, that goes for your mindset in general. Macro patience, micro speed.